everyone and welcome to The Last Word. I'm Marya Shakil. For 400 hours, 41 workers were trapped in a tunnel in the Himalayas. This moment, 24 hours ago, a nation of over 140 crore Indians thanked the joint effort of multiple government agencies, international bodies, and 12 heroes. Over the next 30 minutes, I get you voices of those who saw it closely. We begin with the true heroes or real heroes. The rat miners who achieved what many thought was impossible. And when machines failed in the Himalayas, these men prevailed. 12 rat hole miners went inside and saved the day, manually drilling 12 meters to make the rescue path for the 41 trapped workers. Among them were Firoz Qureshi, Naseem, Munna and Devinder, and they are joining us live from Uttarkashi. शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए. मेरा सवाल सबसे पहले ये होगा कि जब आप वहां पहुंचे जहां पर मशीन नहीं काम कर पाई, तो उसके बारे में बताइए कि जब पूरे घटना के बारे में बताइए, जब से आपको बुलाया गया और बातचीत किस तरह की होती थी.
काम के बारे में क्या, जब हम लोग यहाँ पर आए थे तो हमने जाकर पाइप की सिचुएशन देखी थी. सिचुएशन देखकर हमने बोल दिया हाँ ठीक है जी, कर देंगे इस काम को. तो फिर वो बोलने लगे जिन लोगों की मशीन यहाँ पर पड़ी हुई थी, ऑगर मशीन, ट्रंचलेक्स वाली मशीन जो होती है, ऑगर मशीन, वो पड़ी हुई का काफी पैसा लगा हुआ था उन लोगों का भी. तो जब हम पहुंचे तो उन लोगों ने कहा कि हमें 2 घंटे का और समय दे दो, शायद इससे ही काम हो जाए तो अच्छी बात है. तो हम लोगों ने कहा ठीक है, जैसे आपकी मर्जी कर लो, बाकी तो हम हैं यहाँ पर.
फिरोज, आपके बगल में नसीम और देवेंद्र भी हैं.
बाद ही उनकी मशीन वहां अंदर फंस गई. मशीन उनकी फंस चुकी थी. तो इसके जरिए हमें 3 दिन यहाँ पर बैठना पड़ा. उसको फिर कटर मशीन से काट काट के उस ऑगर मशीन को निकाली बाहर. 72 घंटे मशीन निकली वो. उसके बाद फिर उसमें एक मेन जो उसका आगे का जो मुंह होता है मशीन का, वो उसी के अंदर रह गया था. कम से कम 200 किलो का था वो. तो उसके बाद वो बोले अब आप जा सकते हो, आप अपनी कार्रवाई चालू कर दो जो करना है, हमारी मशीन तो फंस गई, इसमें फेल हो चुकी है. फिर हमने अपनी कार्रवाई चालू कर दी. अंदर गए, खोदते रहे. वो मशीन आई, उस मशीन को निकाला. काफी सरिया भी आई, सेटरिंग पाइप भी आए. उन सब से लड़ते झगड़ते बस हम अंदर चले गए. कटवाई उनको, मतलब लड़े नहीं थे हम, तो हमारी लग जाती वो. तो हमने कटवाई कटर वटर से कटवा के हम खोदते हुए चले गए, निकलवा दी.
फिरोज, आपके साथ वहां पर नसीम और मुन्ना भी हैं. नसीम और मुन्ना, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
हम आज बहुत खुश हैं. पूरी जिंदगी में आज पहली बार खुश हुए इतना. इस उम्र में हम पहली बार खुश हुए, इतनी उम्र में.
ऐसा क्यों? इतनी खुशी क्यों?
लाइफ में हमने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि हम लोगों को न्यूज वाले हमसे इतना बात करेंगे, या हम लाइव कभी आएंगे, या हमें यूट्यूब पे लोग हमें चैनल पे वायरल कर देंगे. हमने कभी जिंदगी में अपनी सोचा नहीं था. और हमारे सामने एक ऐसा मंजर आ चुका है ये कि हम कुछ बोल नहीं सकते इसके बारे में. कैसा मंजर है, हमारे दिल को पता है हम क्या फीलिंग कर रहे हैं अपने मन के अंदर, कितना क्या खुशी महसूस हो रही है. हमारे घर वाले भी बहुत खुश हैं.
देवेंद्र, मुझे आपसे ये जानना है, क्योंकि वो 2 मीटर जब बाकी था, जिसमें उसके बाद खबर आने लगी थी कि जो 41 वहां पर मजदूर हैं जो फंसे हुए हैं वो बाहर निकल जाएंगे, तो जब आप वहां पहुंचे या वहां पहुंचने वाले थे, तो वहां के जो लोग जो फंसे हुए थे, जो 41 वर्कर्स जो फंसे हुए थे, उन्होंने आपसे क्या बोला?
उन लोगों ने क्या कहा जी, 2 मीटर जो हमने मट्टी निकाली थी, तो 2 मीटर मट्टी निकालने के बाद उसमें हमने एक सरिया की जो सब्बल होती है ना, उसमें वो मारी. तो हमने देखा वो सब्बल पार हो गई. तो उनको वो सरिया नजर आई वहां पर परली साइड में, जो जहां पर वो फंसे हुए थे, उनको वो सरिया नजर आई. जब सरिया नजर आई तो वो एकदम भागते हुए आए फटाफट हमारे पास. उन लोगों को मतलब ये महसूस हो गया कि हाँ हमारी जिंदगी अब लगता है बच रही है. तो वो भागते हुए आए. उन्होंने अपने हाथ से मट्टी हटाना चालू कर दी. वहीं से मट्टी हटाना चालू करी. इधर से हम हटा रहे थे, उधर से वो हटाने लगे. और हटाने के बाद एकदम मुंह की उसका पाइप का पेज जो है ओपन कर दिया हमने, क्लियर। फिर उनके पास हम गए, उन लोगों ने हमें गले लगाया, बहुत प्यार से बोले और नारे लगाने लगे, भारत माता की जय। तो हम भी बहुत खुश हुए। वो तो इतना खुश थे कि जैसे उन्होंने दोबारा जन्म लिया है, और उनको देख के हम ज्यादा खुश थे कि हमने क्या, ऊपर वाले ने हमारे हाथों से किसी की जान बचवा दी।
मुन्ना भाई, आप लोगों की आवाज भी पूरा देश सुनना चाहता है, आप लोग भी कुछ कहिए, बताइए। फिरोज बता रहे हैं कि वहां पर क्या हुआ, भारत माता की जय के नारे लग रहे थे, आपने क्या सुना, आपने क्या देखा?
हम इतना खुश हैं बहुत, क्योंकि मैं जब मेरे 4 जो लड़के थे अंदर गए थे, उन्होंने जाके उन्होंने इन्हें बहुत प्यार किया और गले लगाया और इनको बहुत हौसले दिए, इन्होंने भी उन्हें हौसले दिए और उन्होंने इन्हें काजू बादाम भी खिलाए। इतना खुश थे वो। फिर उसके बाद में उन्होंने मेरे को बुलाया, बोले मुन्ना भाई को बुला दो, क्योंकि नाम तो था ही वहां पे। हम पहुंचे, उन्होंने मेरे को सीने से लगाया, बहुत खुश हुए और बोलने लगे मुन्ना भाई हमें बहुत उम्मीद थी आप पे। मैंने ठीक है, हमें आपसे बहुत मोहब्बत है और आप हमारे साथ चलिए। उन्होंने मेरे को चॉकलेट भी दी। उन्होंने इतनी बड़ी बात बोली जो कोई नहीं बोल सकता। बोलने लगे हम अपनी जान दे दें या दौलत दे दें या तुम्हें भगवान समझ लें। मैंने हमें कुछ मत समझो, हमें अपना भाई समझो और प्यार, हम प्यार के नाते आए, तुम हमारे साथ चलो अपने भारत के नाते।
भारत माता की जय के नारे लग रहे थे, वो लम्हा क्या था वहां पर, और क्या बातचीत हो रही थी आप लोगों के बीच में?
हम अपने देश के नहीं आए थे और हमारे देश के वर्कर है, हमारे हिंदुस्तान के वह युवा, उनके नहीं आए थे हम। और
हमें खुशी थी, उन्होंने जय जयकार बोली, जय माता की जय बोली, हमने भी हाथ उठाए, हमने भी बोला, क्योंकि भाई है, हमारे हिंदुस्तान के भाई है।
आप कुछ आप लोग जब वो खोद करके जब जा रहे थे तो कितना समय लग रहा था? आप लोग क्या अपने बारे में सोच रहे थे, क्योंकि जो मशीन वहां पर फेल कर गई थी, जो पूरा रास्ता था वो बहुत कठिन था, तो आपने कभी अपने बारे में सोचा कि अगर आपको कुछ हो गया तो क्या होगा?
शुरू से अंत तक यही सोचते चले, बस उन्हें लाना है, उनके पास पहुंचे, हमारा दिल और खुश हो गया। बस हम तो यही सोच रहे थे। हमने एक मिशन जो होता है, एक जिसका जुनून होता है, वो हमने बिल्कुल कंप्लीट कर लिया। और उनके पास जाने के बाद तो हमारा और दिल इतना खुश हुआ बहुत। और वो लोग भी बहुत खुश थे, वो तो हमसे बोल रहे थे हम आपसे भी ज्यादा खुश हैं। हम आपसे भी ज्यादा खुश हैं, हमें तो इतनी खुशी है बहुत।
एक तरीके से ये लगा लो, जो अभी इंडिया मैच हारी है ना, उसमें कितने लोग होते हैं, 11, 12, 10। इस तरीके से हम दोबारा इंडिया ने मैच जिता दिया।
आप 12 लोगों ने इंडिया को वर्ल्ड कप दिला दिया, मैच जीत गया हिंदुस्तान,
जिता दिया,
हमारा वर्ल्ड कप वापिस आ गया।
हाँ। और जितने जो खिलाड़ी थे ना मैच में, वो समझ लो वो भी खुश हो जाएंगे हमारे जरिए कि दोबारा हिंदुस्तान जीत गया।
थैंक यू सो मच हमसे बातचीत करने के लिए। Another person who played a critical role as the nodal officer is Neeraj Khairwal. He's joining us live. Neeraj, really appreciate your time. When did you realize that there was a need for a coordinated effort? NDRF, SDRF, international tunneling experts, army. The reason was that there were multiple arms that were needed to pitch in.
Marya, actually, initially when the work was started by different teams, it seems it was like quite, you can say, it was like a normal operation. They were just expecting that we will get through soon. But on 17th, one incident happened. There was a small, you can say, tremors were there, the small earthquake signal was there, and there was a cranking sound. The team which were working, the people who were working there, the team got scared. So they ran away. So on 17th and 18th was the day when it was decided that multiple options should be explored. And in case, if this is not feasible, then we should be ready for alternate options. So at that time, you can say the discussions at the Government of India, the Secretary Morth and different people that had happened. And they decided that we should go for all different options, because it is not, it can't be said that one option will be 100% successful. International experts were called. They were also invited. They give their opinion. So it was decided that multiple options should be explored, because in any of the options there is not 100% surety that we will get through. There are good chances that, and that's why the team planned like that. The officials at the higher level, they plan that whatever feasible option we should explore it first, and whichever options we can get through in the minimum possible time, we should explore it first.
As you said that there were disappointments, there was a plan A which failed, then you all worked out plan B, and then rat hole miners were called in. It was about human efforts that finally yielded results.
Yep, exactly. You can say machines were there, but manual efforts, we can't neglect it. Like I explained to the other team also, that whenever we have a vehicle, like we have a car, even the tire is important, steering is important, each and every part of it is important to run it. So even when, like, if within tire also, if there is a wall which we get, you can say ki one wall is not working, then the tire is deflated. So in that sense, each and every worker working there was equally important, first and foremost. Second part, like machines were there, we were hoping machine could get through. But when machines could not get through because of some technical, you can say, hurdles, different hurdles came up. So manual, you can say, excavation by the technique of rat miners. So that is like technique. Rat mining technique was there, where people excavate with hands, and then later on the machine was pushing it. So it was a combination of both. It was not that only manual excavation was there. Manually they were excavating, the machine was pushing. The same machine was pushing. So best part was all the experts give all their suggestion, and the solution came up.
And what was the first communication that you had with the 41 trapped workers? What was it that they told you, and what was communicated by your side?
Initially, like, first and foremost was whether they are okay, each and everybody is okay. That was the communication. And later on, different type of communications were established. They talked to their family members also. That was like, they were asking for like smaller things. Even they asked for nail cutter, that please, we don't have nail cutter, please provide it to us. And it was like that, you can understand when they got a little bit okay. Initially, when the communication was there, not there. So what we need is like air, water, food, and then communication. So air was there, it was pumped through compressed, you can say, air machine. Water was available on that side. Food we sent. So later on, when communication was established, they were mentally very satisfied. So mental, you can say, health, they got into good mental health when they got a communication. I talked to them many times. They expressed their happiness, that we are happy in the sense that we are getting all the things, and people are working on so many fronts. We told them that so many teams are working. We informed them for the reason that, like on the opposite side, workout side, the team, THDC team, which was working, so they were utilizing blasting technique. So they used to blast a 2x2 window, and they had to approach. So we informed them that if you heard blasting sound on that side, so don't get panicked. So we informed them that team is working on perpendicular side also. They were trying, like THDC team was working on that side. The other team was working, RVNL team was working, the SGVNL team was working. So we informed them that on the, even from their roof side, the team is working. So don't get panicked. So they were informed about each and every effort, and that's why they were satisfied that they were also, you can say, confident that they will get out, and they will get out without any kind of any injury or any kind of hurt. That was the best part.
Will you say that Himalayas have shown don't take us for granted? So will there be more caution with more protocols for future when you pierce through the Himalayas and these mountains?
Surely, right now I was just coordinating, I was secretary coordination. So whatever I'm looking at, I can tell you about that only. But surely we would like to just convey your message, and it is definitely a kind of message conveyed by the Himalayas, and everybody is taking it very seriously at state level as national level. And you will see the results soon. That even the secretary Maud sir was here, and Raghavan sir was here. He was of the view that we should have some kind of protocols for future, the safety. And definitely I can't tell, but you will see something in future. That this has taught us few lessons, and definitely the improvement will be.
My last question to you, there was a lot of monitoring that happened from the Prime Minister's office with the Prime Minister himself, taking hourly updates from the Chief Minister and other officers. Has India, after this massive rescue effort, sent a message that it can move mountains literally to rescue its own?
Purely, Maya, definitely I would like to say that not at any moment we were disappointed. We were always hopeful, first and foremost. And what you already know, even Honorable PM Sir was monitoring it. Our CM Sir was here only. He camped in Uttarkashi only. Major General VK Singh Sir, who is MOS, he was here only. Secretary Moth was here only. MD NHIDCL Mahmood Sir was here only. So all the senior, you can say, everybody was here, and they were just involved and into daily basis, on hourly basis, the different discussions were happening. So we were never disappointed, honestly. The only part was there were some kind of hurdles, then there was some kind of things, it might take more time. But we were always hopeful, and we were so confident, the complete team was confident, and it was just a matter of time. So only part was it might take a little bit more. So that was the only thing.
Neeraj Khairwal, really appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to NDTV. General Singh, it was the biggest rescue mission undertaken by India, and you did move mountains, or should I say Himalayas, but those 12 meters which took the longest time. I've been in touch with you, you were on ground, you sounded very optimistic through and through. What made you call the rat miners?
See, there are 2-3 things, Marya. One is, in the domain of tunneling, when you talk to people, rat miners are an integral part of any rescue arrangement, because when you do, the normal course is that if there is a mishap in which the passage gets blocked, a side drift is started. From the side of the tunnel, you make a passage through. This is where everybody comes in handy. In fact, in the army, that's a normal methodology of making a drift. And we had the army people there to undertake this drift methodology whenever ordered to do so. Where the rat miners are concerned, if you are using a pipe for any work, whether you want to proceed in pushing that pipe forward, they come in handy, because they can go at the end of the pipe and remove everything which is there ahead of the pipe so that it can be pushed. And this pushing then gives you the progress. That's how in a lot of areas where they want to lay, let's say, water pipes, or they want to lay something else where digging is not feasible because of the type of thing which is on top. This is the type of miners who go inside and work. So that is why, as part of our rescue effort, they were needed. Especially, we had decided at Augur, if we can go for a particular distance, after that we will use them so that the work becomes faster.
And the terrain, General Singh, certainly is very, very challenging. Working in shifts, they excavated 12 meters and reached in less than 24 hours. This will certainly be seen as an extraordinary feat. So would you say that this is only a statement of fact when I say that men achieved what machines could not?
First of all, I would say that our motivation and enthusiasm and zeal came from how the Prime Minister was monitoring this. Despite his busy schedule in these 16 days, morning and evening, he was ensuring that he got a correct feedback. Same was true for our Minister Gadkari ji. Same was true for anybody who was connected with it. And since it was Ministry of Road, Highways and Transport Department, everybody was on ground, ensuring that things succeed. Various agencies came in, because whatever was needed, whatever we thought of as an option for that, whatever resources were needed anywhere in the country, they were moved from there in the shortest possible time. issue was how do you coordinate it, and for that we had our Secretary Morth on ground. We had other people who could ensure that everything got plugged into a single hole so that we are able to proceed with the various options that we had thought of. The success of any operation depends on how you coordinate, how do you motivate people on ground, and how do you ensure that the future requirements are met. And that's why I said the biggest compliment and the everything which happened flows from the top, and that was our Prime Minister.
Talking about coordinations, international tunneling experts, NDRF, SDRF, Army, multiple agencies coming together for this rescue. Of course, leadership and camaraderie both was on display, be it inside and outside, where the rescuers gave their all. As a former army chief, do you look at this as a textbook case of how to overcome a Himalayan challenge? And what are the lessons learned from Silkyara tunnel excavation and this entire rescue operation, sir?
See, the lesson learnt is very simple. We need to be cognizant of the type of geology that our young mountains have. It's difficult geology. There are places which are hard, there are places which have problems, and that is why you have so many landslides in the Himalayan region. In this tunnel too, this area which caved, this area for almost 4 years was stable. And when we started doing permanent work on it, it just caved in because some transformation had taken place in the soil out there, that it just became plastic. It just came down, and with it came down all the metal that earlier had been put to shore up the roof of the tunnel. Geology is a very important factor, and with the people who had come from the Geological Survey of India, we have had a long discussion, and I think their studies have to be much more meaningful so that our geological survey of the area where we make things, whether we build or we tunnel or whatever we do, it takes into account the typical geology which is there and the solutions which are available for it.
So let's get into the allegations that are coming in, General VK Singh, that environmental impact assessment EIA was bypassed for this entire Char Dham project under which this tunnel comes. So the big question is, will the accountability be fixed?
I see a lot of things will keep flying. So far as we are concerned in the Ministry of Road, Highways and Transport, we are absolutely transparent, and after this tragedy that has happened, or this mishap that has happened, where we have rescued 41 people, we are again ensuring that whatever things we have laid down, they are refined, more lessons that we have learned are added. If there is an audit required to be done at various stages, that is taken care of, so that we do not succumb to any such issue in subsequent years.
Talking specifically about the safety audits, do you think time has come for a thorough safety audit of all infrastructure projects in ecologically fragile zones like the Himalayas?
See, it is not only just ecologically sensitive zone, it is also the geology part. We are taking into account all things that make a difference, and that is where, like in Uttarakhand, and not only in Uttarakhand, other places also, we take assistance from Tiri Hydel project people who have been in this area for a very long time, and they do suggest measures which we take. See, I'll give you an example of a tunnel. There is a tunnel which is being made. Every 2 feet the geology is different. What will you do about it? I mean, it's not ecologically sensitive, but the whole Himalayas are young mountains. We have to take into account the type of difficulties that will come. With this, we are carrying out our own review, we are carrying out our own assessment. We will carry out our own audits, and we will ensure that what we put down on ground meet the requirements of the day.
My last question to you, sir. We also saw international experts, several of them, Arnold Dix from Australia, Chris Cooper pitching in as well. So the coordination went beyond borders. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese tweeted about it as well. What more can you tell us about this aspect?
See, he is head of the International Tunneling Organization, and we have been having a great amount of cooperation with this organization in terms of holding seminars, in terms of having workshops, so that our people are at par with whatever is happening in the world. Like I said, they also do not understand our geology. He was there on ground. He incidentally had earlier worked in the Tiri Hydel project. So he is quite aware of the type of Himalayan geology, and that is why he stayed on ground back again to ensure that whatever assistance we could get in terms of monitoring what was happening. Like at a particular period, he found that the vibrations were slightly higher than what which is good for the rescue operation. So we had to stop the drilling that was taking place and the blasting that was taking place by the THDC to make that micro tunnel.
All right, General V.K. Singh, Union Minister, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV.